Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Unpacking Love. Today we've got Zoe. Hey girl, hey.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for coming to the podcast. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, everyone who's listening. We are going to be talking about friendships and relationships. Do you think there's value in introducing your significant other to your friends?
I think there is, but if you know your friend is way more fresh than you, sis, don't do it.
She said, she said introduce him to the non-good looking ones. I'm dying.
No,
Wait, but actually, let's say for example, okay, so the person is fresher than you, the friend is fresher than you, or whatever.
hmm
Okay, you hide this boyfriend. You cannot hide someone forever. What now happens when you're married? Are you going to cut off the friends?
No, but it's different because now you've solidified the relationship. Right now, there's nothing. You're just fresh in the relationship and you show him someone else it's like you, right? Let's just say you're in the supermarket, you haven't bought something yet, and then you see something better. Are you gonna take it home? You're gonna go put it back on the shelf because you haven't bought it. That's the same thing. I know it sounds silly, but like we're human beings. Like no one wants something that's not as good as they deem it to be. Does that make sense?
I mean, I hear you, but then at the same time too, like just because someone has now said I do does not mean that they would not do crazy things. So
No,
like
that's
for
true.
example, if
No,
someone
that's
is like a
true.
cheater, they would still do it with the
Yeah.
fresh friend behind your back,
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's true.
So what do you
Yeah.
have to say about that?
Hey, it's late. It's over for you, six. No, I'm joking.
Continue talking about, the value that you were gonna talk about, right? Like what's the value in those introductions?
Okay, so I think those introductions actually really help you see the character and the personality of the person to say, are they a person that you can trust? Because I was actually talking to my sister and she said, Zoe, when you have a boyfriend, make sure you introduce him to your brothers. Because
Mm.
men can easily suss out other men, just like how women can suss out other women and be like, this one, she's ratchet, or this one she's funny. That's the same thing. So also introducing your boyfriend to your male friends, you know that's that's quite wise because they can easily identify that, okay, no, this guy is going to cheat on you, because they know men.
Ooh, that was deep. Nah, that
Yeah.
was deep. I mean, especially the part where you said, I think the part where you then said, like, for example, women can suss out women. I'm using your words. but yeah, that's true, right? And I can see now like the value of like, okay, introducing that person to like male
Right.
friends or relatives so that you can get a sense from the male perspective like what they think. I think that was a really good one. I would also say, even on the flip side too, I think it helps to do the introduction so that your friends could see. So let's say, for example, you hang out with your friends and you invite the significant other to come. Your friends will be able to see how you are around that person and
Right.
whether you're still the same person. So, for example, I'm very bubbly, right? So
hmm
if I'm with someone and then like my friends are starting to see like, oh, when I'm with this person, I'm just completely different. It's just
Oh,
like I'm not even the same person. You can't recognize me. I'm just like timid. I'm quiet. It's just the opposite of everything that they know. Then they could tell me like, sis, this might not be it because you're just not yourself, around this person. And I think it is important, say, in all those relationships to be able to be fully yourself and who you're supposed to be.
I agree with you. I agree. Like what you said is so solid. But then the danger in that is that sometimes maybe the way you're behaving, right, in front of
Hmm.
your boyfriend is because you feel safe.
Okay, I think I need you to elaborate on that.
Okay. For example, let's just say, Michelle, like you're very bubbly, right?
Hmm.
And then your boyfriend is around, and then you're not quiet, you're not more reserved. But what if it's just to say that you feel safe, and then your friend misinterprets that and says, Michelle is sad. She's not even making jokes, she's not even laughing. What if you just feel safe? What if you
Well,
just like so down by your man, you're just like, oh my gosh, I just want to be calm and relaxed.
Oh, no, girl. Listen, let me tell you something. Because I'll say this, right? Like around my family,
Right.
first of all, if there's a place where I feel safe 1,000%, it would be around my nuclear family, right? So around them, I am bubbly. Okay,
Ah, okay, I see what you mean.
even around extended family, I'm bubbly.
Right,
Around close friends, I'm bubbly. Even with friends,
right.
I'm bubbly. And then this one person enters the chat, and now, and
You're
now,
quiet.
sis is
But then the
quiet.
relationship is different. The
No,
relationship is
please,
different.
please
There's a
pull
person
me
you're
out.
kissing, Michelle.
Pull me
There's a
out.
person
Pull me
you're
out of there.
kissing.
Listen, pull me out. If you see that, it means I need rescuing. You know what I mean? So I think like I
Okay.
think it would be different if, for example, like the person in some circles they're extroverted, but in some circles they're introverted. Because it's like, oh, okay,
Oh,
well, they're
okay.
just showing their other side. But if you're like,
I see
let's
what
say
you
for
mean.
example, if you're somebody who's opinionated, right? So whenever there are discussions happening, you know how with friends debates just break out and you're having
Right.
conversation and you always have something to say, but then around this person, you actually
They're
have
just
nothing to
so
say.
quiet.
And then maybe
Oh.
like your friends pick out that like, oh, this person that you're with might be, you know, those people where like they feel like they're always right and they talk down on other people. So then your friends
Mm,
actually start to see that like, oh,
yeah.
actually she doesn't say anything, and it might be because of like just how this person is. Like this
Mm.
person actually makes you dim your own light. So then that would be an issue.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that would definitely be an issue.
Exactly. And then I also think too, like it's good to have pretty much like okay what you had said about like yeah to have them around your own people so that they can see if there are any red flags. And then something that I also had on my list is it could also be good, so for example if you're someone who does so many things with your friends, right, like you go on friends trips, you hang out with your friends a lot, it's also good to have this person around your friends so you can see if
Yeah.
they even fit in, because
Oh,
the worst
yes.
thing would be like you're someone who's social, you're always with your friends or like you're with your family, but then
Right,
whenever you take this person to meet your friends, not even just to meet your friends, because the first meeting can be awkward,
right,
but like let's say after like a number of like just hangouts, this person is just always reserved, they just don't fit in, they don't know how to have conversation with everyone else.
oh, yeah.
That could be a red flag, especially for someone who's social. Now, if you're someone who's like a homebody and you stay to yourself anyway, yeah, maybe there's nothing wrong with that. You know, maybe this person
Mhm.
is also just the same. But if this person for you now changes you from like, oh, you know, I think there was a term which I'm forgetting, but you also want to have someone who's independent enough to be able to carry out conversation on their own in a social setting. You don't want to babysit someone, right? You
Oh,
don't want to be like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, like, oh my gosh, this person is feeling uncomfortable. Like, if we go somewhere, I have to be standing right next to them, or that's a lot.
But then, Michelle, how do you navigate through that? Like, I'll use you as an example. You're very
Oh, go there.
Okay, I'll use you as an example. You're very extroverted, right? You're very
Hmm.
confident, you can speak for yourself. And then comes this young, handsome guy who's quiet, but he likes Michelle because he sees that he doesn't have that aspect in him. And he
Uh
says, he
huh.
needs to have someone like that, right? Now he's
Hmm.
around your friends and he's just quiet and you're just there talking, talking, and your friends are like, but your person is not talking. What can you really do in that situation? Because that's his personality. Maybe he's an introvert.
I think that's a really, really good question. And I will say from my history, which is not that long, guys. It's not that long. Oh my gosh. This is not like there are 20,000 people. Actually, I'm actually drawn to quiet guys. That's my thing. Hey, that sounds crazy.
Okay.
That's my
No, it's
thing.
good. It's good. I mean, that's who you are.
But even those people, like for example, my most recent ex, right? Like
Okay.
with conversations with my friends, he could have conversations, he could
Right.
laugh with them. I think someone could be
Oh,
introverted
I
but
see
still
what
like have
mm,
conversations or like still make the effort
right.
to talk, right?
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not saying like, oh, um, and actually also someone can be quiet but not introverted. They could
Right.
just be like a lighter version of like an extrovert, but like they still make an effort to have conversation. I
Right.
think where things just get very, very awkward is when like someone um they just, I don't know if it's like now probably like arrogance added to it. They just don't even want to strike up conversation with people. But yeah, I mean, like you could be with someone who's like an introvert or like who's quiet, but at least they understand the value of like your friendships, right? So they could actually just have conversation and like small talk with your friends, and then
Right.
that's it. I'm not saying I expect somebody to be like extroverted and jumping on tables and calling, running the party. No, but to be able to like hold your own as a person. And
Mhm.
also, I think even when you think about, say, like party settings, I even have like some of my close friends who are very, very introverted. And I think introverts and extroverts are different. At least when I compare
Very.
myself and my friend, when I'm at a party, I could have small talk with 20 people. And
Right.
then my friend could have a really in depth conversation with one person.
One person.
But if I go to a party with that friend of mine, I don't have to worry about her because she's going to find
Ah,
something
okay. I
to do.
see
You
what
know what I
you
mean?
mean.
It doesn't have to look the same, but can you as an adult hold your own?
Oh, okay. So what I'm getting from you is you're saying, can you as an adult hold yourself within your capabilities?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes, yes, yes. No, no, no.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting you to be like a quiet guy. Then, when we go somewhere, you now become the loudest. No, 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 no. You should still very
yeah,
much be yourself.
self, right.
But then also, I will say there are also some people out there who are looking for relationships where they can be that person for that person who needs that. So, like, there's
Exactly.
some people who could be seeking that out, like someone who does not know how to interact with people, and that's their thing. They
Right.
just, So to each their own, right? To each their own. We're not gonna judge.
I like how you say to each their own. You're like, nah, it's not gonna be me.
Exactly. The only other thing I would add to it, like the value of introducing my person to my friends, is that like they can end up being his allies at some point, right? Because then if they've had
Okay.
some interactions with him and maybe I'm now wilding and I'm just going crazy, talking about negatives about this person, they could actually
Mhm.
stick out for you, which would be good for you. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And also, I think introducing your friends to your significant other, it actually helps you know whether the relationship is going to last or not. Because sometimes you can be so in love with a person because maybe they're catering to whatever need that we may have. But it's always good to have someone who's on this outside of the situation and then they're like, no, Michelle, you're only just in this relationship because you're bored. Do
Ooh.
you get what I mean?
Wow.
Because they know you. Because when you're inside the relationship, you're like, oh my gosh, this guy, because you have a need. Maybe you're just lonely in that moment and you find someone and you guys are gelling, not because you love them, but because they're actually catering to your loneliness. So now,
Hmm.
when you're in a setting with your friends, they know you, they know the type of guys that you go for. They're like, sis, I don't think you really like this guy. I think I'm lonely.
This guy is a walking list of your red flags and your
Yes.
non-negotiables, right?
Exactly. So I feel like that's
Mm,
why it's also good, to show your friends. But I go back
mm.
to what I said in the beginning, um, about like about being careful when to introduce your friend. I mean your significant other to your friends. Like, I don't know. For me, I don't have perfect friends. I have amazing friends.
Oh,
In that
wow. I love that.
Yeah, because you can have one friend, she's very sharp, but she's very annoying at times. Do you get what I mean? Or like, okay, this one, she's very neat, but like she has a short temper, but she's amazing. She's not perfect, she's amazing. So
Hmm.
then no, okay, maybe this friend of mine is very level-headed and it will be really good to suss out this guy. But also I know that my friend likes men. So I'm like, let me solidify what I have with my men before we take her. We take him to her. Do you get what I mean?
No, I get it. I am with you 1,000%. So then on the flip side, is there any value in you meeting his friends?
Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh, definitely. 1,000%.
Tell us
How?
more.
1,000%. I tell you, you can tell. Oh, I have a story to share. Like,
Please do. We love stories.
okay. So with this one guy that I dated, right? He introduced me to his uncle, but his uncle was more like along his age. Like they're kind of like age mates. So they were kind of vibe as friends. The way he introduced me to him was like, oh, this is my girlfriend, this is Zoe, right? And then the uncle goes, oh, you're the one we're always hearing about, Zoe this, Zoe that. I said yes. And he's like, oh, okay, it's nice to meet I said,
Okay.
nice to meet you too, right? And then we finished the conversation and then he went away. But I could tell with the reception that I got from him that I'm not the main lady.
What?
I could tell. Do you know you can tell with the way his friends treat you that you're not the main girl?
Okay, was it like a gut feeling, or can you actually put it in words how you were able to tell? What did you spot from the
Okay.
interaction?
So from the interaction, right, his interest was not up there. If I was the main chick, you would have been like, "Oh my gosh, you're the one. Oh, okay, tell us about yourself. What are you doing?" All those questions. They want to know you as a person. They just say, "Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Bye, bye." You then know you're not the main chick. You're not. Like, there's nothing to know about you. We just know you that you're the other girl. That's it.
Could it be a personality thing that like maybe those
No,
friends they were not
no.
no?
No, no, because if someone is dealing with someone you love, like a brother or a cousin, you want to know them. They're
Mm.
spending most of their time with your person. So you want to know what kind of person they are. Even if he spoke about me with him, he would still want to know and find out from himself. So energy is very important.
Woo! Speak on it.
I then you and said, I'm not the main.
So how did you handle it real quick? Did you like confront the situation?
No, like for it was so subtle. Like, it was so subtle because that's actually the same day I found out that he was cheating.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
a funny story, but I'm not
Oh
even
my
gonna go into
gosh.
it on the podcast.
What I love about what you said, right? Because I like, for example, when I think about like friends and all of that, I
Mhm,
tend to, and this could be a big generalization, but I tend to just think that because of where loyalties lie, if
mhm,
if your person's homeboys knew that your person is out here seeing multiple people, out of
mhm.
loyalty to their homeboy, they would not tell you. That's just my default. I just think because of how
Right,
loyalties are, like they're gonna be loyal to
right,
their person and they won't rat them out, right? But what's
definitely.
interesting about your story is how even from just that interaction of being introduced, you were able to pick it up yourself.
Yeah, because body language, you can even
Woo!
tell. I feel like people are so oblivious to things. Like, even if you go into an interview, like the interviewer's body language, you can tell I didn't get that job. You can tell.
Wow. This is another level of wisdom. I'm telling you that. I'm taking notes.
So that's the same thing as well. Like when you enter into a conversation with someone and you can tell with your body language they're not interested. Like you can even tell with his friends are your side bay. Because if you were the main chick, the way they would treat you would be different. Because they know this is my boy's girl. This is his queen.
Wow.
But
Nah,
if
nah,
you
nah,
are
nah. This is
side
another level. I'm telling you. This is another level.
but if you're just the side bay, they'll say, oh, you're the chick. Oh, nice to meet you. And they go about their business.
Because they don't need to invest.
They
Right.
don't need to. They don't need to.
Wow. Now that was a
Yeah.
solid one. That was a solid one. You know, on my end, it's good to meet the friends so that you can see the type of people that your person hangs out with, right?
Oh,
Because
yes.
there
That's
is
also
that
another one as well.
there's
Mhm,
that phrase, or I don't know if yeah, some phrase or proverb, I don't even know what it is, but that says like,
right.
oh, bad company corrupts good character. So if you see
That's
that
true.
like 99% of the friends do something, let's even say they're scammers, right? And your boyfriend is the 1% of this 100%. Could he be a scammer? Could
He's
he be a
probably the leader. He's
scammer?
telling them where to go. He's like, do this, do that. Oh,
Exactly. But
wow.
then also, right? I feel like when I say this, I also have to like say it with like a like yes, I'll say it, but then there's also the other side where, like, for example, not all my friends are like out here doing good things. I'm not saying that like I have scammer friends, no, but I'm saying
Right.
like I have some friends who do certain things that even when I speak to them, I'm like, ah, the stuff that you're doing, it's not good, right?
Mm.
So then I also think it would be unfair if someone judged me based off of the fact that like I am friends with someone who does something and then they
Yeah.
automatically assume that I'm also into the same stuff. But then on the other side, I will also say this is not like, oh, most of my friends,
Mhm.
are doing this thing. It's just maybe like one or two bad apples, right?
Right.
That are doing something. So like it's like I will say, yeah, of course, like, the company that someone hangs around could be telling of the type of person that they are. But then I also don't want to fully judge someone based off of, a friend or two that they have.
But I think you should.
Ah.
But I think you should. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you said that you do have some friends, they're not 100% okay. Okay, yeah, no one's perfect. They're not like all together, all right. Right. But you'd still take them as friends, right? So your
Right?
friends show you no, rather show your significant other what you accept. So it might not necessarily show them who you are, but it shows you aspects of things that you agree to.
Ooh, that's deep.
Because if you're gonna be going out and being a prostitute out there, it means I agree to that. Yeah, a person can actually go and be a prostitute. It's fine because I'm
Oh,
your friend. Remember?
okay, that's deep though. But then, okay, let me play devil's advocate here.
Right.
So let's say, for example, it's a friend who like a business friend, you do business together, right? But then, let's say they're cheating on their man.
Right.
So should I then be like, I'm cutting off my business ties with this person because this person is cheating on their man?
Do you really want me to say what I should
Yes,
be saying?
yes,
Right?
yes, please.
No, you were hung up.
No, no, no. I mean, like, I am so open. I'm actually very curious about this. So should I?
Okay. So someone that you're in business with, right, is cheating on the line, right? Have you confronted them about it?
Yes. Let's say I
And what do
have.
they say?
And they're an adult at the end of the day. They actually probably acknowledge that, what, yeah, what I'm doing is wrong. Yes,
Right.
I agree, but they
Right.
continue doing it, right?
Okay. But is this really like a true friendship, or this is more like a business thing?
It's this is also like hypothetical, guys. But yes, let's say
Yeah, it's
let's say
hypothetical and
that
suspicious.
let's say it is like a business person.
Okay. No, if it's a business person, then that's none of your business.
Okay, but then if it's a personal friend, then that's part of my business.
That's definitely your business because you're saying you agree to that.
Well, okay, let's say this, Zoe. Let's say if it was like a relative of yours doing something, you
Right.
can't you can't cut them off.
No, no, I'm not saying cut them off, but I'm saying you actually agreeing to it.
No, but like I feel like that's unfair though to be held responsible for adults' actions. Because some people just don't want to take advice.
But then the thing is, we live in a community. So, what have you done to actually make sure that person doesn't do that again?
Yeah, this is getting into some more philosophical things. Listen. Listen. We're gonna, you know what? That question, we'll leave it hanging. We'll leave it hanging for the people who are listening, guys. Let us know. Okay. If you have a few bad apples in your friend circle, is it fair for people to judge you based on the couple of bad apples when most of your apples, let's say 90% of your apples are good apples? How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
How about that? Wow, Zoe. I mean, you brought a new take. I'm telling you, maybe that might end up being like another episode or something. We'll have to
Yeah.
circle back and come back to it for sure. So then, Zoe, let's say like, you've now met the friends, your
Hmm.
boyfriend's friends, right? Should you consider them your friends and start to see them as your friends?
No. And
That's so
oh,
straight up. Tell
they're
me
his
why.
friends. You need to have your own friends. Because now it creates an awkward situation where you guys break up and then what happens? No, you can't be normal.
I agree. I yes, I think for the most part I agree, right? My
Right.
my other side though is let's say for example, boyfriend's friend is a female friend, and we actually like genuinely hit it off, right? And
Okay.
organically, like this is someone who, let's say, if I look at like my other friends, like this could be an actual like legit good friend. So if
Oh,
we
okay.
organically then form a friendship, right? I'm all for it. I'm just not for like a, oh, let's seek out to make sure that every single one of this person's friends becomes my friend. I don't want it to be like a mission.
Oh, okay. No, I agree with that.
But then at the same time, obviously, just still being like nice to them and like, obviously,
Yeah,
um,
definitely. I
geeky,
mean, it's
haha.
good.
And I did like I did like another episode. I think that one was more around like, oh, dating an ex's friend, right? You get that? Like
Right.
after you and your person break up, you now date their friend. And people can go and check out that episode. That's very, very messy. My thing, what that I was saying in that episode was I have never created an environment where that would even become an option, right? Because first of all, I personally feel like I have no business becoming friends with like my partner's male friends. I have no business doing that, in
Right.
my opinion. My whole thing also is like if I now am like buddy buddy with my person's buddies and like we're texting and we're like calling and like now all these interactions are happening outside of Boothang being there, right? What kind of environment is that creating? I feel like sometimes, what if the your partner's friend now also starts to cross boundaries? I think it just creates like an environment that's just not healthy.
Exactly.
And that's like it's an unnecessary environment, in my opinion.
No, I agree 100%. It's complicated.
But I will also say though, I think where things start to shift would be like after people are married, right? Because then you have couple
Mm,
friends and it might be like, oh, okay, so like your
right,
husband has like a best friend who is also married. So then you become
right.
friends, you become family friends. That's like a different type of life altogether. But then when it's like a relationship, like am I really trying to be like just buddy buddy with your buddies? No. Because at the end of the day, I feel like, yeah, I mean, they could potentially be allies and fight my battles in my absence. But then at the
Right.
end of the day, because of where loyalties lie, then yeah, it's just it's just not something I would seek out on my end.
That's quite messy.
Which actually now brings me back to what you said, right? Because another question I had would be like, how would you navigate those friendships after a breakup? And you already said flat out, like, there would be no friendships, right? Because to your point, it makes things very, very awkward after. But let's say, for example, some sort of like friendship had been built.
Uh-huh.
I think things get very, very tricky, especially like with social media. And now, like, maybe you're connected on Instagram and you're connected on Facebook, right?
Right,
And now, let's say, for example, after the breakup happens, like these two people who are dating actually no longer follow each other. Then I think, I'm trying to think about it. If, for example, the other person, like I had this happen to like one of my friends, the other person is the person who did them wrong and their significant other had now become like our Instagram friends and whatever. So because this person did my friend wrong, after the breakup
mhm,
happened, it was like, okay, we kind of all exited the chat and we kind of just like removed the person, right, from like our
right,
Instagram. But then also on the other end though, let's say it's your friend who's done someone wrong.
right.
That becomes tricky. And to be honest, I haven't been in that situation, thankfully, to have to think about it. But like in your
Right.
opinion, how would you handle that? And would there be a difference in how you handle the situations depending on who did who wrong?
I think it's just so complex, you know. Like, I would just see it out to see what happens, like honestly. Because I think about it and I say, it's always good to know your boundaries in the beginning so that you don't have problems in the future.
Hmm.
Right. Because what if one of his friends is going to be a millionaire and now you've cut off ties?
Not you trying to secure the bag.
Now you can't secure the bag anymore because, because of petty fights. Now you're going to be poor because of petty fights.
Yo,
Really?
that's true. Because you like burnt a bridge. That's true.
Yeah, because I personally feel that people don't just meet for the sake of meeting. I
Hmm.
feel like you meet a person for a reason. So, what we're doing when we cut off people is, of course, there are people who need to be cut off because they're kind of toxic and they're not good for your spirit. But
Right.
I feel like sometimes we just throw away people and we forget that people can actually be a bridge. Like that person probably knows someone that I need to know in the future.
Whew. But then how do you deal with your friends' emotions when they see that you're still friends with the other person?
Hey, I don't know. They need to go to therapy. I'm joking. Be like,
You know
sis,
what?
I'm booking therapy for you. No, I'm joking. I don't know, honestly. I don't know because emotions, yeah, emotions are there. Hey, I'm the wrong person to answer this question. I'll probably just unfriend them. After 6 months, go back and say, hey, I'm back. Let's be friends. No, I'm joking.
So maybe sometimes you do need emotions to like simmer down or something like that. But you know what?
Yeah.
Clearly, this is beyond this episode at this point. So maybe who knows? It will become its own episode after
Oh
we've put
yeah.
in
Because
more
yo,
thoughts
it's
because
so complicated. Like I just think about it and I'm like, some of my actually some of my greatest friendships have
uh-huh.
come from situations like that.
Wow. And you still remained friends with the other friends.
Those still remain friends.
Okay, okay. So that's fair. I feel like that does show that, like, just because other people have cut each other off does not necessarily mean you have to cut them off
Yeah,
on
because it's not
behalf of
our
your
beef.
person.
It's not our beef. It's your beef.
Snap. Do you know what? I feel like at some point, guys, when more thoughts have been put to this, we will probably come back with like more solid answers. But we would be curious to
Sure.
hear from all of y'all what some of your answers to these questions are. Obviously, they're very tricky. If you've gone through certain situations that you want to share with us, feel free to hit me up at Unpacking Love on Instagram. And I would love, love, love to read all about them. So thank you so much, Zoe, for being on the podcast. This was so fun.
I just had such a blast. Like this was amazing. I wish I
Oh,
could do this all night, like just talking about relationships. But yeah, thank you so much for having me on here. Like I appreciate it.
thank you so, so much, Zoe. And also to everybody who's listening, thank you so much for listening to us. Let us know what your guys' thoughts are. And also, make sure you leave stars on the podcast, guys. Make sure you rate the podcast, okay? Thank you so, so much for listening. I will catch you in the next episode. Peace. Ndiwe wandiroya moyo wangu.